So I know we've had a previous conversation about your travels to the US, hence how I end up having two things from NOLA, which is New Orleans, for people who don't know what NOLA is, coming my way. Can you tell me a little bit about that time in your life and what you did with art after that? When you mentioned I came to the US, I went on a train. I love that story.
In England, you can buy an Amtrak train ticket, and you can basically go on as many Amtrak trains as you want to. And so, being a low budget trip, I've got this two-month Amtrak train tickets, and basically just crisscross America for 2 months on trains. So what I do is get on a train at one place, Chicago or something, and then take that train, a long distance. So it took me overnight, and so I could sleep on the train, and then get off somewhere else in the morning, and then wander around and do some drawing, find out about the place, and then in the evening get on the train and go all the way across to some other part of the country. So it was just basically like this crisscrossing for 2 months, and occasionally spending, sometimes, like for example in New Orleans, I was forced to stop and stay there for a few days because the train was only 3 times a week or something. So that meant, New Orleans was one of those places that I stayed for quite a few days, and I was glad I did, because I absolutely loved it there, and I could really identify with the Preservation Hall.
Yes, Preservation Hall.
And which is this, if you don't know, it's like a jazz venue in New Orleans, and it was started by a guy called Larry, I think, in the 50s, as an art gallery, and to kind of get people interested in coming to the art gallery, Larry got jazz musicians to play in the art gallery, and then the jazz became more popular than the art. So it ends up becoming a jazz venue. And what I absolutely loved about that place was just the look of it, and it's so sort of worn and weathered, and
Yes.
I remember queuing up outside some other people saying, "Oh, you're going to love it, you're going to love it," and you sort of queue up and go in, and there's these old pictures on the wall, and you kind of wait until these old guys come out, the walking sticks, and you think, "Oh, blimey, what's going to happen here?" And then they just start playing, and it's unbelievable. They're so sort of, the playing is just sort of this utter opposite of what you imagine. It's so youthful and alive, and I just love that sort of contrast of being so unexpected. And it was that whole experience, I think, with just sat there on these benches and watching the music and looking at people staring in through the windows, that really stuck in my mind. And so, since then I've done, pictures, and I've done lots of little paintings and drawings of jazz musicians, but all of them hark back to Preservation Hall and the colours and the worn and the weathered look of it. And that's the way my kind of pictures have gone. It sort of, that's what I like. I like that sense of age and history.
The Asian history, absolutely.